one. We are going to do pick a number. And so just focus on these three numbers, number 1, number 2, or number 3. I've already shuffled and have these cards arranged, but just focus on those numbers. I'm going to timestamp each one of those readings in the description box below, just like I always do in the description box where I always put timestamps. Before we go forward, if you haven't done so, go ahead and subscribe by hitting that red subscribe down below this box, okay? Check all your individual readings as well as your major placements in your zodiac chart in the all signs reading as well. You can see how to do get that information for free in the description box below if you don't know your sun, moon, rising, and Venus. But for these, just choose a number 1, 2, or 3. And then we will timestamp below and I will read each one of those stacks. So with that being said, if you chose number 1, this is for you. So let's see what we have. Okay, if you picked number 1, here's what we have. Okay, you are dealing with a situation which may have come to an end. You have the 10 of Wands in the upright. Many times that speaks to, the feeling of being very overburdened, but, and a lot of times overthinking, over worrying, okay, which speaks to the need to do some meditation and to be mindful. There's a ton of information online about mindfulness as well, both with other YouTubers as well as just, Google being your best friend. I think some of you felt in limbo about a situation, okay? You've got the Hangman. Many times that's what that speaks to, okay? The Hangman, can speak to the need to have a different outlook and a different perspective, okay? The need to let go and trust the process instead of being overburdened and overthinking, okay? Some of you, whatever this situation was, and I don't know if we're talking maybe love, just take what resonates. It may have been a romantic or family situation, may have been a job situation, but it made you feel kind of like a loss of hope. You've got the Temperance reversed, okay? And you've got fire energy so far as well as Sagittarius card. But again, zodiac signs are not what's the most important. But here again, made you kind of feel like very defeated, kind of like you had given up on the situation or yourself, kind of apathetic maybe. So I think that may have been, where you were. You got the Magician reversed, kind of doubting yourself, doubting your worth, your abilities, maybe having issues with self-esteem and that sort of thing, okay? But, having the ability to overcome, but just not realizing it. That's what that Magician reversed can speak to many times. And you know what? For some of you, you either recently or are still struggling with making a decision regarding whatever this is, okay? You've got the 2 of Wands. That can be what that means. It also can mean that there is a potential partnership coming in. It could be business, could be love. So take this as it resonates. But it is a positive card, okay? It is a positive outcome typically, and a lot of potential, and, speaks to, making progress and taking action. Oh, and you got the Ace of Wands in the upright, okay? That speaks to opportunity. And it also, the advice with the Ace of Wands is when opportunity knocks, don't let it knock twice, okay? So that gives me a lot of hope for you. And maybe that's what has happened, okay? Maybe you are currently, looking at an opportunity and trying to make a decision about it, okay? Of course, always with anything, when we're looking at a decision, we're told to trust our intuition, meditate, and gather information, and then make a good decision, taking the high road always, right? The high road isn't always about, in job, it's not always about the job that pays more. If you're looking at romance, it's not always the one that's the best looking, okay? It's what's best for you, what suits your passion, what you are, following your heart and your intuition, because, and, all of that, your heart, your passion, your intuition, if you're meditating regularly, that's all going to be lined up in the same direction anyway, right? If you follow that, that's where the real abundance is going to be, whether it's in love or money or job or what have you. But, whatever it is, this opportunity, this speaks to not letting opportunity knock twice. So when the opportunity comes, you want to be ready, in that you've got, you already are working on your energy work when you're faced with making a decision. Some of you may have two alternatives, okay? That can be many times what that Two of Wands can speak to. Okay, whatever it is possibly coming in fast, but there has been delay. Okay, you got the Eight of Wands, but it's in the upright. That's speedy action. Also may call you to, again, don't let opportunity, knock twice. In both of those cards, yeah, just kind of overwhelming. You have the Six of Wands, okay? That's a victorious outcome. That is being recognized and appreciated, whether it's in love or money. Whatever is coming in for you is going to be, whether it's love or money or whatever this decision is that you make, if you use your intuition, you're going to come out in a situation where you're recognized and rewarded. If it's a relationship, there's a lot of give and take, where there's equal recognition between both of you, appreciate you and see the beauty that you are, right? And those places that are imperfectly perfect, okay, appreciating those too, right? But it does speak to success. And, my Six of Wands, for me, is my I'm fine regardless card. So, this can certainly have to do with love, where, you reach a point where, after doing a lot of energy work, where you realize you're fine with a person or without, you're good because you love yourself and what you need is inside. The abundance is coming from within, right? Not out here. It starts here and then it manifests around you. It's, you attract it from what you feel inside about yourself and what you're doing inside. That's where it has to start, right? That's basic law of attraction. So I like the Six of Wands coming into, and, shows you as having great courage and inner strength. The Leo card, you got a lot of fire here, a lot of fire energy, and you specifically have Sagittarius and Leo. But again, zodiac signs don't matter. You also have the Aquarius card. Being optimistic is going to make this happen, okay? Hope and healing, having hope, and this does speak to better days ahead. So for many of you that are coming out of that situation where you had some self-doubt, okay, where you had felt like giving up, where you had felt overburdened and were overthinking and worrying about something, this speaks to better days ahead. But you got to do the work. That's what this card is about. Hope and healing, being optimistic, right? And having good beliefs in your subconscious, right? Okay, working in the subconscious, doing that meditation with the theta waves, which makes it super easy to work on your subconscious beliefs, okay? And I've got a lot of stuff in my on my channel. At the top, go to playlist and then go to self-improvement. And there's stuff about, meditating using theta, by tapping into theta, or place or whatever. Theta is one level above when you're asleep, okay? And, there's different places of consciousness, but this is where you're dealing with your unconscious, but you're still kind of awake, okay? It's kind of, the best way to describe it is kind of that place right before you fall asleep, okay, where you're kind of, and you have like really unusual thoughts that just kind of pop in. It's subconscious, okay? You're dealing with your subconscious whether you realize it or not. And wow. Okay, this is the Nine of Cups. This is the wish card, okay? I love this for you because this is, again, it's a very independent self-love place, okay? That's where most readers see this. And that's what, this is the mindset that brings abundance in from the outside when you get to here and here, right? This is the I'm fine regardless mindset. And that's what this speaks to as to where you're headed after you do this energy work. This is the probable outcome. Yay. And if that's not enough, sheer abundance, 10 of Pentacles, love, love, love it. And you got water and earth and, you know, the Aquarius. So you have like, what, you know, 10 of the 12 zodiac signs here. So again, take what resonates. And if you want to get technical about it, the Magician here represents all the elements. So you got all the zodiac signs. What do you need to know advice going forward? Okay, wow. You've got the Chariot, which can mean Cancer. And you've got the Magician. Both of these, of course, are in the upright and in the advice. The Chariot is this. Tackle it head on. Strong warrior, right? Take action. Can speak to relocation and movement, change of residence, but it can mean energetic movement. Okay, kind of get off your duff kind of advice. And I love that. I love you. I'm saying that out of love. Okay, but this is a thing of, okay, you are the one that's got to pick you're your own life preserver from being where you gave up hope to becoming this victorious warrior that's associated with the Chariot. You know, we have to be our own savior because everybody's busy saving themselves. I mean, unfortunately, or fortunately, however you want to see it, just saving yourself is a full-time and a half job. Okay, so we're all busy doing our own thing. Now, certainly, there are places you can go to get the tools and the motivation you need, but at the end of the day, we have to pick our own selves up by the bootstraps, and that's what this speaks to. Take action, conquer, because you have the skills, you have the abilities, or this card wouldn't be here, okay? You wouldn't have these cards like they are if you didn't have this ability. And you got the Magician upright, meaning you can manifest whatever the heck you want to do. You have the power. The clothing to step into this is already in your closet. The clothing to be this victorious warrior is in your closet. Step in there and put it on, okay? Wear it, and wear it boldly, and step into that energy, right? Because you're going to come out victorious. And I love this reading. Very beautiful reading for those of you that selected number 1. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you like, hit the thumbs up, right? Share, subscribe if you haven't done so. So with that being said, that was reading number 1. Let's move along to reading number 2. Okay. If you chose number 2, let's see what the tarot chose for you to know today. Okay. And it doesn't matter when you're reading this. This is, you know, there is no, time is an illusion anyway, but you're hearing this for a reason. So, you know, take this as it resonates. Okay. So what do we need to know? Wow. Okay. We got Aries energy. We got Capricorn energy. And we have water energy. But again, you know, it does not really, and you got air energy. But again, zodiac signs are not always what's important. More important is the messages. So hear that. So I'm just going to read where we are. Okay. If you chose number 2, some of you were dealing with a control freak or someone with narcissistic behavior, controlling, arrogance maybe, kind of someone who abused power. This may have been a job situation or a partner, okay, or even a friend. So, you know, just take this as it resonates. But when you got the Emperor in reverse, which is what we're talking about here, you know, often it's a tyrant, my way or the highway kind of guy, you know, and I'm just going to, you know, give, you know, Ramblin' Mike credit for that. But that is the Emperor reversed. It's the my way or the highway kind of guy or girl. Take it as it resonates. You also have the Devil in the upright. Can mean deception and just general drama. And, you know, someone who's carrying a lot of baggage, okay? It can speak to self-doubt for some of you, okay? I'm just going to say that. You know, a manipulative energy, something that made you feel stuck and imprisoned, like you just couldn't get away from it. Almost like addictive. That can speak to addiction too. That just came to mind, but almost like an obsessive addiction. Yeah, and especially when you put it with that control freak, obsessive, maybe addictive. And addiction doesn't always mean like substance abuse or, you know, alcohol abuse. Addictions can spill over into many things. It can be addicted to another person, and it may have been on both sides, okay? Like a narcissist empath kind of, you know, those attract like magnets, but it's also, you know, it's also very toxic, okay? But a lot of toxicity at any rate. Codependence comes up. You've got the Queen of Cups in the reverse. Queen of Cups in the reverse, you know, is often, you know, staying busy just to distract yourself from the need to do healing and shadow work and take care of your own self. And maybe that was you, okay? you know, so busy caring for someone else or others that you didn't take care of you. Yeah. And I think for many of you, it came to an ending because you have the Ten of Swords, which is just, you know, tragic and very painful loss, okay? Exhaustion and burnout are often associated with the Ten of Swords, particularly if this is career we're talking about. But it is the end of a cycle because you got the Eight of Cups, which is my walking away card. Often, you know, when you see these cards together, there's, you know, all these cards together can very well speak to deception and disillusionment, where somebody maybe even wouldn't, you know, kind of overlook some red flags, didn't want to see the truth kind of thing can also come into play in this situation, okay? But misplaced trust, trusting in a person that shouldn't have been trusted in, okay? Again, ignoring red flags keeps coming to this, but you know, the heart was injured. Betrayal can speak to all of these cards combined. You know, there is no 3 here, but I'm getting third party situation could have been involved, you know, just emotional unfulfillment. But, you know, for whatever reason, I think this is coming to or came to an end, okay? Because you've got 2 came to an end cards, the Eight of Cups and the Ten of Swords, okay? The end of a cycle. So that part is the hopeful part, right? What else do we have going forward? Okay, yeah, and a lot of anxiety associated with the whole situation. You've got dealing with egotistical energy again and kind of wondering what I did wrong. That's what I'm seeing. I'm going to show you this card, Nine of Swords. But see, a kind of feeling like abandoned and a lot of anxiety and despair, oppression, you know, and maybe you feared abandonment, and that's exactly what manifested, because you know we manifest what we fear, right? This is a card of fear. But also look here, I like this about this card, and you know, you won't read this in some of the, you know, tarot.com or whatever, but here's what you will see in this card. There's both an owl and then a guardian above this person, okay? You know, you're being divinely guided, so don't give up, okay? If you're in that energy now, and maybe that's where you were, and maybe you're beyond that, okay? I don't know, but you know, and you know, you've got the Four of Cups, okay? A lot of just, you know, feeling restless and bored and discontent, longing for a change many times, and you know, kind of feeling stagnant, like I can't move forward from this. And maybe you walked through that. Maybe you walked past that. I surely hope so. But pondering options, okay, can mean complacency, like someone didn't see the value in another person. Maybe that was you, that you were not valued, okay? That could speak to that too. Well, I like, you know, I'm seeing a turnaround as we look through. Yeah, I'm seeing a turnaround. I'm just going to spread the rest of these cards out. You've got basically every zodiac sign represented here, so let's just leave that at that. The Three of Swords in the reverse speaks to storms clearing and the heart mending, okay? You're not there yet when you're here, and maybe you're past this now, but this speaks to storms clearing and the heart mending and the healing and the shadow work happening here from this mess that you came through. So I really like it. You know, still dealing with some challenges oftentimes associated with this card, but definitely on the right way. Yeah, better communication just in general, and maybe some enlightenment about the situation. That doesn't always come with the Three of Swords, but you know, swords oftentimes talks about illumination, information, seeing light, seeing the light coming into a situation. So that just came to me as I'm reading these cards. And you know, you got the Six of Swords. Again, coming out of a bad situation. The clouds are there, but this individual has put away her swords. She's done fighting and she's going on to clearer waters. And this card can speak to travel or relocation or change of residence or energetic movement away from a traumatic or drama type situation, okay? Moving past it, coming out of it. So I like that a lot for you. And I think for many of you, this is romance, okay? But I'm just going to take that, because here's the thing, okay? Your advice is to see yourself through the eyes of the divine. See the beauty, because look, if you see your heart, okay? What your soul is in your heart, okay? Your inner self is pure source energy. Beautiful. See that about you. This is the advice of this card, okay? And seeing the positive, look at the positive, find the positive in everything. You know, and when I give that advice, I just use this as like an example. You know, you can take any situation and you can see the positives or you can see the negatives, okay? It's the glass half full, half empty that you often hear about. But let's just take the 12 zodiac signs, and I gave this the other day as an example. I could sit here and say something negative about every single zodiac sign, including my own. I could also say something positive. And both of those could be true about the zodiac signs, that they have a tendency to be this in such a way or that in such a way. I can look at every single zodiac sign and I can either look at the positives about that sign or the negatives. Now, we all have the propensity based on signs and placements to behave in certain ways, but never are we going to blame crappy behavior on our zodiac sign. No, just because we have the tendency to step into a certain toxic behavior doesn't give us the excuse. No, that gives us the opportunity to work through it and be bigger and better and stronger than if we ever did, right? So see the silver lining in having gone through that, because if this is you and you went through this mess, okay, that we just talked about, I promise you, if you do this right, if you play this right, where you do the energy work and take the time to do the shadow work, right? You are going to be bigger and better and more powerful and stronger and smarter and sexy and sexier and more beautiful, okay, and more attractive than if this had never happened. That's why these things happen to us, right? And often it gives you the guidebook to help somebody else through, right? How do you think we're having this conversation right now? Been there, done that, okay? So I like this for you because here's what's in your future, or maybe you're in here now, okay? You got the 2 of Cups and the 3 of Cups. I can't think of a more perfect outcome. This is after doing the energy work. This is a strong soul connection and important union. Can be a business partnership, so take it as it resonates. But many times we're talking love here. Can be twin flame, but don't get caught up in that terminology because that's an often overused word. Do I believe in twin flames? Absolutely. Also think that there's the twin flame community in most instances, 90% of the time, is very toxic, okay? And I talk about that a lot in other videos, particularly in my self-improvement channel, okay, where I talk about twin flames and such. But okay, you've got cause for celebration. This is long-term happiness, long-term commitment, okay, often involving family. Can mean vacations and travel. You got 2 travel cards here. I like it for you. What's your advice and such and how to get there? Well, change your perspective. You got the Fool. Oftentimes this talks about be willing to take a leap and be open, okay? Be open to change. Lighten up, right? See the beauty, right? And, have a different perspective. And embrace change and see that life is always changing. That's what this is about, but flow, okay? And don't take things quite so seriously. And I know it hurts when you go through bad stuff, but on the other hand, there's such a smile and a peace that's there for you afterwards that you wouldn't have had this never happened again. And you have the Star card. Have hope, have optimism, and do the healing, because this speaks to better days ahead, but it's only going to happen if you do the work. So I like that for you, and I hope you liked this. If so, of course, give me a thumbs up on this and subscribe if you haven't already done so, right? And so with that being said, we are going to move along to reading number 3. Okay, so reading number 3. If you chose number 3, then this is your message today from the tarot. So let's talk. Okay, reading number 3. Okay. You may be dealing with a Pisces, maybe not. I throw the zodiac signs out, and I also give a caveat that that's not what's important about this reading, but more the message. You may be dealing with some subconscious beliefs that you need to work through, and you may have some things that have been or were secret, okay? Because you got the Moon, and you got it in the upright. That can mean fluctuating emotions. It can mean some things that didn't come to light, okay? Or, came to light later. Can mean feelings of anxiety and uncertainty, okay? Illusion. Many times just things that are unseen and, kind of a don't believe everything you see, or here, right? Go with your gut kind of thing. And maybe that was ignored, but there were some things that were secret. I believe that's okay. Yeah. Yes, just some things, and things were kind of at a stalemate or a roadblock because you have the Two of Swords, okay, a blindfold that kind of just not seeing some things. Swords is all about illumination, or seeing things, or intuition, or the lack thereof in this case, okay? There were some things that were just not seen that were creating a roadblock for you. And it caused, you've got swords again, it caused things to not go like you had wanted, okay? Kind of like you were working really, really hard and kind of against that river current, right, that we often talk about, versus going forward and flowing and being assisted from walking in the path where you're supposed to be. And as a result, things were not going and then, you've also got the Libra card, maybe not, but, a need for balance, maybe trouble making a decision, maybe some unfairness, self-imprisonment. Whoa, again, failure to see the truth. This is bondage that's created by the self, okay? And not seeing the truth, not seeing some red flags that were there. That's what I see with this. Maybe this was you in the past, or maybe you're there now, okay? This can be, I don't know where you might be on this timeline, okay? Yeah, the Tower. This is the crumbling of something built on false beliefs or shifting sand or just something that wasn't supposed to be. The advice in this card is to let it fall. Don't fight the change. Don't fight the change, okay? Don't struggle with decisions, right? Seek balance. Again, needing balance, okay? You got two needing balance cards, okay? Just going to call that. And that was Earth energy, the Libra card, air energy so far, and Pisces just so far. But again, you know what? Probably everybody here has some placement in their charts, or the person you were dealing with, right, had that placement in their charts. Again, a call to use your intuition. You have the High Priestess, right? Be intuitive. Secrets coming to light is what the High Priestess is all about. A very high vibrational card, revealing secrets. Whoa, revealing things you would not see or could not see or refuse to see are red flags. It calls to look within for guidance too. And maybe you did that, okay? Again, you could be, okay, truth coming to light. Again, Swords energy. Triumph over adversity is associated with this card, and inner strength, clarity, ability to finally see the truth. Whoa, like it. Big change from the blindness from prior on your timeline. So I like where this timeline went or is going, depending on where you are. Whoa, stepping into your own power because you realize that the people around you may have dealt with drama from people around you, but at any rate, you're learning to rely on yourself, okay? Stepping into your own power, because at the end of the day, we are our own life preserver. We are our own savior. We are our own healer. Certainly, you rely on other sources of information to find the tools that you need, but at the end of the day, people like me and Rich, Celeste, whoever you listen to, right, Aunt, I don't know, there are a lot of very high vibrational people that can put the tools, hand you the tools, but you got to use them. I can hand you a hammer, I can hand you the nails, I can hand you the wrench, I can hand you the socket, but at the end of the day, it's you that's got to do the fixing, okay? I can't fix you. I can help you and tell you how to fix you, okay? But I can't do it for you, right? You got to be the one to go inside. But that's what this speaks to, that you're moving towards if you're not already there. Whoa, I like where you're going. You got two queens. Again, genderless. The tarot is genderless. Very balanced energy, okay? I love both. These are both beautiful energies, okay? Both of these individuals are very illuminated, very enlightened, and know where they're going and where they're vibrating energetically. And both of these are very cheerful, happy in energies, very kind, okay? But at the same time, do not waste any time cutting situations and people out of their life that don't align with where they are energetically or where they're headed energetically or their goals or their passions. Love, love, love it. The Queen of Wands is as an action-oriented energy, taking action, busy about doing the right things though. And that means doing the energy work, taking the actions in the 3D to make things happen, because things are not going to fall in our lap, certainly. This is the person that's enlightened, that has the intuition and the knowledge and the enlightenment and able to see the red flags going forward in whatever situations comes their way. Love, love, love it for you. Okay, what advice do you need? Okay, again, you've got two things. Okay, you've got the Tower. The advice associated with the Tower, again, is to flow. Let that which does not serve you crumble. Step back, accept it, and see that it's for your good. When the Tower happens, it's for your good. You don't want anything built on false beliefs, built on shifting sand. You know, you don't want a house of cards. You want a house built out of brick and stone, right? Okay? And you want your tower, when you build one with someone, whether it's work or a relationship or whatever, to be strong. And, you know, so the ones that crumble, there's a reason for it. Accept. Don't fight change. That's another thing. Don't fight change. Understand it is for your greater good, okay? Step into self-awareness, right? And you do that by doing the energy work. I love, love, love it. You know, keep moving forward and expressing yourself, right? And again, letting the chips, both of these cards speaks to letting the chips fall where they may and flowing with versus fighting against. Love it for you. Beautiful reading for you. And so at any rate, if you didn't already do so, I hope that you will subscribe and like, okay, this video. So with that being said, have a lovely, lovely day, and I wish you much love.